Hi people, welcome back for another tutorial. This one was just a request that I saw on Driftwood Gaming server that I actually decided I want to do in one of my future games, or maybe all of my future games. I don't know, it's just a really neat idea. Somebody asked that there be an item or a skill that somebody could use to transport to an existing town, one that they had already been to, but not to any town that they hadn't already been to. So I decided to give it a try. Let's check out what I did. Of course, this is not exactly what you would have to do. This is how I went about making this item. So I made a little world map with a bunch of so-called towns, and I wanted two things to happen with my event. One, I didn't want any of the towns that I hadn't visited to show up on the list, and I wanted all the towns, no matter how many are in my game, to show up on the same list. So there are only 6 items in the vanilla version of the engine, but I wanted to be able to scroll through 100 towns if I need to. So let's see how that looks. First off, I want to show you the plugins that I used. The only plugins that you need to accomplish what I'm going to show you today is the Yep Message Core, Yep X Extended Message Pack number 1, and Allo Conditional Choices. Allo Conditional Choices gives you the ability to hide choices based on a switch. So I added a switch to each one of these towns. I'll show you what that looks like. This town is called Derpyville, and the first time you enter this town, it turns on switch Derpyville. And then, although it's probably not necessary, I made a page 2 to make it just a simple transfer event. So it runs, turns the switch on, the self switch switches to page 2, and then from then on, for the rest of the game, it's just a regular transfer event. I did the same thing for all the other towns as well. Now, we wanted this to be attached to an item, so the first thing we should do is make an item. I decided to call mine Transporter. Give it any icon. I haven't put any extra icons on this little plugin project yet. I'm sure I will though. Let's see, this looks like a transporter icon to me. Give it a description. This makes you go places. Yeah. Make it a regular item, not consumable, with a scope of none. Only usable from the menu screen. And then we're going to attach this to a common event, so we can just throw that in there now, even though we haven't written the common event yet. We're going to use common event number 3, because it hasn't been written yet. We're going to fill that in right now. Let's look at our common events, and we're going to make a common event that will play when we use our item. Actually, I'm going to rename this item. I already made one. Yeah, there we go. Common event. We are going to make a common event that will play when we use Transporter 2. We want the trigger to be none. And the first thing that we need is a Show Choices option, since when using the item, we want to see a list of the towns that we've been to. So let's go ahead and throw that in there. Show Choices. Yes. And then we're just going to put the name of the town, the names of all the towns in our game. And we need another choice. So we don't want our choice 2 to be the cancel option, and we don't need a default option either. So we're going to change this to none for the default and branch for choice 2. Hit OK. Now we still have one more town. If you'll notice on my map, we've got 7 places. This is Derpyville, this is Doom Tower, this is Hole in the Wall, and this is the Snail Club, and no, this is Hole in the Wall. I can't remember what this one is. Oh yeah, this one's Small Town. This is Jerry's house, and this is the mansion. So we need another show text, or show choices option. We're putting the mansion here. Mansion. And then the last one can be like, no way, man. I'm not going anywhere. Anywhere. Yeah. That's what we're going to put in there. And so, choice 1, we don't need a default. Choice 2 will be the cancel. Yeah, choice 2. Okay. So we have that set up, very basic, but we still have to add quite a bit to this. Each one of these needs to be invisible until you actually initially visit the town in the first place. This is where the plugin Conditional Choices comes into the picture. And in this plugin, you can use Greek or something, these crazy symbols, to do stuff. And so we are going to use this one because this makes it so if this switch is off, then that choice is invisible. Let's go add these. I'll show you how to do it. System, and we're gonna go in here. Oh, so then this plugin, you add it straight to the choices, which is interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So the code for this is 2 arrow thingies, an exclamation mark, an S, some brackets, the switch you want, in this case it's 2, and 2 more arrow thingies, but in the opposite direction. And change the numbers to the switches that we need. We have not already set up, but we will be setting up. No, actually, that I already set up ahead of time, so I know what switches they are, but I'll definitely I'll be showing you what that looks like as well. Okay. So now, we need to make sure these switches turn on every time we enter the town, so that the choices will show up once you enter. Here we're looking at Derpyville. Let's take a look at this list of switches. And it's really just super simple. You just add the name of the town on the switch number that coincides with the name of the town on your choice list. So as you can see, we got switch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, we got to add a little bit more to our common event to make this cool. Right now, it's not doing anything. It will function as we intend in that every time you visit one of these towns, a choice will be available, but the choices aren't actually going to do anything yet. Also, I realized I forgot I need to add the item to the character as soon as they're on the map. I have a parallel event running anyway, so I'm just going to add that there. So we need to get Transporter 2. Yeah! Alright, now let's see. We're going to play and see if our event that we've made so far is working. It won't do anything yet because we haven't added anything. Let's just see if it works. So if it is working, when we go to these towns, let's pick a town. Which one? We're going to go to Jerry's house. When we go to Jerry's house should be the only option on the list when we look at this item. Let's check it out. Transporter 2. Item. Transporter 2. Yeah. Jerry's house. But it's not going to do anything because we still have work to do. Alright, back to our common event. Now, we want to transfer the player when they select the name of the town that they want to go to, but that would be like just super boring. You could just put a transfer event in here, but really you should add some flair. Let's add an animation as well. So right here I'm going to add a move route. And the beginning of the move route, I'm going to put transparent on. Since the player is disappearing, I want the player to kind of disappear so the animation's in the forefront. Now, to play an animation in a move route, you'd have to put a script call in. It's really, really simple. Not hard at all. We're going to check it out right now. The script call is $game player dot request animation. Yeah, there we go. And then the number of the animation, in this case the one I want to use is 122. Make sure it's spelled right. Yeah, okay. So that's it. Super easy. Now, you want to wait for the animation to play before something happens. So I found out a good duration is 30 frames. We're going to put a 30 frame wait. And then we don't want an invisible character for the rest of the game, so let's turn transparent off. Okay. And then we also want a transfer event. Let's add that. Transfer player. And where are we? We're going from Derpyville, so we need to transfer to Derpyville. Yeah! Derpyville. So to cut down on work, I'm just gonna copy all this. Copy and paste. So we still need to move these transfer events though. We don't want to go to Derpyville every time. Let's change this. Okay, so this should actually do it. It's really super duper duper easy. Let's give it a test. Play. Okay, what town do we want to go to first? Let's check the item first. Make sure that there's no towns on it. Item, transporter 2. Man, no way, I'm not going anywhere. Alright, so now we need to, let's go to the mansion. I want to go to a mansion, it's so beautiful. Welcome to the mansion. I'm out of here. I saw enough of the mansion. Wait a minute, I want to go back, but I don't want to walk all the way across this I don't want to walk all the way across the map, but I want to go to the mansion. I'm lost, I can't find it. Okay, let's choose our item. Item. Transporter 2. To the mansion! Woohoo! As you can see, it's super duper duper simple and easy, and I hope you guys use it in your games because it's a really cool feature. I know games that I've played that have it. It makes me very happy to not have to walk all the way back to the towns on the map. It's so annoying and much more convenient than an airship. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and you can use it and it's helpful for you. I'll see you guys the next time. Bye!